everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm sharing with you a process video for my monthly project life January 2020. If you recall, this is my first year doing a monthly process versus a weekly for my project life albums, and I wanted to share with you the process of how I created this spread. It's a 3-page spread, and yeah, I'm really excited with how it turned out so far. I'm really loving the monthly process, and just wanted to take some time to share this with you. This is my very first process video, so that's really exciting. Go ahead and leave a comment at the end and let me know what you think. If you'd like to see more of this kind of video, or if I should stick to overviews. All right, thanks a lot. Let's get started. So I am working out of a 9x12 album. So this is the, sorry for that. This is what I've got so far. Hopefully you can see that. So this is just my title page for my 2020 Project Life album. And I'm going to work on January. So the things that I am using are the January Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards. I used some of this over here. This card, I think this card. Some of the stickers are from that kit as well. So I've got some of that left. I've got most of that kit left. And then the other thing that I'm going to be using a little bit of is the Celebrate Story kit, also from Ali Edwards. Just thinking about things that we're celebrating. And so what I've decided on is sort of three spreads, really. So a front and back, and then an insert. And I'm actually going to do a full 9x12 insert. And so I've got 2 photos here that I've printed out. I've already done my journaling on them in Photoshop and then printed. This is Epson 13 by 19 inch paper, so I can fit 2 9x12s on it, which is really nice as I'm moving into this size. So let's get started. All right, so I've got those 9x12s, and I'm gonna cut those down really quickly. And I'm just using, this is the new Stampin' Up paper trimmer, or Stampin' Trimmer, whatever it's called. And I actually really like it. They discontinued the one that I was using, although this is not gonna fit on here. So I'm gonna have to cut it with some scissors first. They discontinued the one that I was using, which was the older Stampin' Trimmer, and they've got this one in its place, which is brand new as of the end of 2019. And so, you know, it's always a bummer when things get discontinued, especially tools. But I realized that in all of my sort of whining about it, which I did a fair amount of, to be fair, that I'd actually had that trimmer for a really long time. And so I like a sort of slide trimmer like this rather than a guillotine trimmer when I'm working on day-to-day trimming. And this one has a flip out. It goes all the way up to 17 inches. So it works just fine, and actually cuts, I cut that crooked, that's okay. It cuts really great, actually. And so I'm really happy with it. The Fiskars trimmers, I looked at those. I never had good luck with those personally. I used them years ago. I never really had good luck with them because this part here where the slide moves through was always too flimsy, and my blade would move and therefore create not straight edges. And so I never really liked that. And so when I was looking for a new trimmer at the end of the year last year, I did a Google, did some searching around, and actually the same problems were still apparent in the Fiskars. So yeah, my mom's a Stampin' Up rep, so I have a hook up there. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I think, is actually start by working on the back of this guy here. So this is the back of my title page. on the, so this will be my first sort of spread. And I'm thinking that I want to use these two cards. This is a quote card that says, "For last year's words belong to last year's language, and next year's words await another voice," which I really like. And then I also like this "I want to remember" card. I've got some photos ready to go. One of hubby and I, one of the pup. And then I'm also thinking about, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about this card. That could work. That kind of balances the darks. That's a possibility. I also kind of like the idea of using January memories. Yeah. This guy with maybe this chipboard or the Fresh Start chipboard. I don't know. I kind of think that I like the Bring On the New Stories the best. Just looks very kind of like a period. Like, it's just like, okay, this is the end of this page, on to the next. All right, so again, I'm trying not to belabor decisions, because that's problematic for I have that problem. So I think one thing I'd like to do is stamp out, I want to indicate that this is January somehow on this card. Got a little bit of like adhesive on there. All right, cool. So that's just a gummy adhesive eraser. I've had it for forever. I've had it as long as I've been scrapbooking. It still works great. You can get them on Amazon or whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking about how to add the date to this. Let's see, other things that I am considering. I'm considering adding some sort of labels onto these for some more context to each of the photos. I am considering some sort of sticker or chipboard or embellishment on this card. And I'm thinking about the sort of 3 things that I want to write in here. I'll probably save that journaling for last. And so I do have, these are older Stories by the Month stamps. So this Stories by the Month stamp for 2020, this January is kind of too large. That's not really going to work for what I'm wanting. So I could do sort of January details. I'm deciding, do I need the dates? Do I need the year? Just need the month? Quick decisions, right? Do not belabor it. Let's see, what else do I have? All right, so I've got the LA Studio. This is the mini dated extras. This is a new set that came out this year in their January release. And so I'm actually going to use this January here to stamp that out on that blue card somehow, some way, somewhere. So when I'm stamping, I use, this is called the Stampin' Scrub. This is another Stampin' Up! Product. I am a fervent believer in cleaning your stamps and caring for your stamps, especially your acrylic or acrylic stamps. And so this has 2 sides. It's got one side that's just got a little bit of raindrop, a little bit of sunshine icon, just to let you know which is the wet side and the dry side. And you use their Stampin' Mist. This is a really old bottle, but I just keep refilling it, to spray out on one side. And this is a stamp cleaner and conditioner. And then you can stamp and then you clean your stamps on there. So this is a stamp that's newer, and so I'm still going to clean it. It helps to get some of the manufacturing residue off, and so it stamps a bit more clean without getting stuck, because that'll happen sometimes if a stamp is new. It'll get sort of stuck on there. So now what I need to figure out is where I want this to be. Maybe here, January 2020. I could do the date or the year down here. I could do just up top there, maybe up top there. Sorry if my head is in the way. All right, pretty happy with that. It's a good, clean, crisp stamping. Yep, so now that I've used it, I'm just gonna rub it on the side that I sprayed and then rub it on the opposite side to sort of dry it and just give it another chance to wipe off the ink. This helps prevent against staining. This helps prevent against your stamps falling apart because it does have some conditioning elements in the formula. Look at that. These are all die cut labels, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. These are all LE Studio, and I just keep them in here sort of this way. So I could add one of these to sort of each, but that's going to add a lot of color. All right, you know what? I can't make that decision right now, so I'm just going to set this aside. So we'll come back to that page. And then what I'm going to work on here, this will be pretty simple and straightforward. So my two enlarged photos, which I'm loving, by the way, this is one of the reasons that I sort of wanted to move to 9x12, was just feeling like it's a more manageable size to have full page photos, which I love in my smaller albums, my 6x8s, my 3x8s. But 12x12 just seems so huge. And so this seems a little bit more manageable. So the two photos that I have chosen are one of me on my final day of 30 days of yoga. I followed the Yoga with Adrienne home plan. And so this is all of my journaling. These are things that I'm grateful for. And so I shared this on my Instagram, and then I just copied and pasted the text right onto my photo before I printed it. This photo is a photo of Ruby and I. Ruby is a service dog. Her partner is my husband, but with his job change, we're sort of in this state of flux as he gets his accommodations worked out at work and decides whether he needs Ruby's services while he's there. And so she's been working with me. And so we have been doing a lot of training, keeping up on her training, which includes things like going to the grocery store and public outings and things like that. So I've sort of taken on the training role with her. And so this is us at the grocery store one day and a little bit of journaling. I posted this on Instagram, I think, for the Tracy Reed's Everyday Selfie Love Challenge. And so, but I had different journaling with it, a different caption that I wrote. This is more of a reflection of January as a whole. And so I'm going to put this on the back, this on the front. And this is going to sort of lead into my next page, which will be my final page for January. So, in terms of things to add, I am thinking here, from the Celebrate kit, I have most of these, I forget what these are, story prompt cards maybe. And I really like the Celebrate New Beginnings because January is about a bunch of new beginnings for us. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm thinking some sort of chipboard or some sort of embellishment to bring a little bit of color in to this. That's not mustard color. Let's see what's on this chipboard. Joy could work. Yay, maybe. Let's see. What does this guy look like? That's kind of cute. I also have these acetate stars from the Celebrate kit. We'll celebrate every tiny victory. That seems maybe. Just wondering if it's a little bit too much on the celebrate. Oh, happy day could also work. It's kind of big. That size is better, but I also really like the yay. And maybe something else from my stash. So this is how I store my chipboard and stickers from Allie Edwards. So I've got chipboard all in the back, and then this is just like cardstock stickers up here, paper stickers, word phrase mostly. And then these are like some puffy stickers from Allie. So I'm just going back in to see what I have. Making it happen. Oh, that's kind of fun. I don't know, is it too wordy? I don't know. Does anybody else suffer from just having way too many options? And it's not that many options. If I just stick with the kit that I have in front of me, which probably is the smarter idea, which I may just do, and make something work from what I have, right? I think I'm going to do the yay. I may go back in and add something else. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave this on here so that it hangs off the edge a little bit. So I'm going to trim off this end. I like, much like Allie herself, I like things that interact with the edges. Who knows, that could be where I got that from. And so I'm just adhering this down sort of in the center of the top of the photo and my journaling block. To do this, I just put a rectangle in Photoshop and then bumped down the opacity. I think the opacity is at like 70%, so that my text would pop off the back of it without being distracting, especially over top of the lines of the shopping cart. That worked pretty well. So then, I actually think I'm going to go with this. Celebrate every tiny victory, because that's sort of what my journaling is about just all of the things. These have a plastic little coating on them. If you're new to this type of product, they may look a little cloudy sometimes. This one is not wanting to cooperate. There we go. So it's just this little plastic coating that you just pull off, and that's just trash. I'm going to use my tiny attacher to attach this on, sort of cockeyed. Yeah, so my journaling is about what the month has been like. So I'll just read it really quickly. January has been such a long month, but it's been a good one. We have so much to celebrate, and this month has been full of blessings. We have totally new routines we are adjusting to, and it's going really smoothly for all of us. Sean is celebrating how much he loves his new job, taking on new social obligations. He joined a D&D campaign with his friends from work, and managing his anxiety without feeling like he needs Ruby at work with him. I am celebrating transitioning to Ruby's primary person and doing more things on our own together. Completing 30 days of yoga, signing up for my very first virtual race series, and the first 5K of the year, and 2 more 5Ks in the book this month. I'm also learning how to pay closer attention to my body's signals and needs and honor them. We are celebrating time well spent with each other and our friends and family, Ruby's progress in crate training, and supporting each other as best we can through this new chapter in our lives. We can't believe how happy we both feel and excited about everything awaiting us this year. So a little bit of reflection just on what my husband is celebrating, what I am celebrating, and what we're all celebrating together. And so I'm going to call this page done. So this, again, is my back page. So I'm going to put this right on into the page protector because it's finished. Yay! Yay for progress, right? And then pull this guy over and let's figure out what to do with this. So again, more celebrating, not really celebrating something new. I'm just looking at, this is the chipboard kit from, or the January Stories by the Month chipboard. Just happy seems good. I kind of like that down here. I would love it with a little heart, maybe. Sticker sheet from Ellie Studio, puffy hearts, that just have some colors that might match sort of this kit and what I've got going on here. All right, so I'm just deciding what colors. It's going to be opposite this page. So which color stickers, heart stickers, would be great on here? I considered the red, but there's really no red over here. I've got the yellow, I've got blue. Maybe just black. I'm just gonna put that right there next to that. Okay. That's right. I think I'm gonna go with Oh Happy Day. This just was just such a this is my second year following Adrian's program. I think I want to do it so it interacts with the edge a little bit. Her 30 Days of Yoga program in January. I did it last year for the very first time. I heard about her from Allie Edwards, and so sorry about that. But this year was just so much different than last year. Last year was really my first foray into at-home yoga. And then last year I ended up completing 100 days of yoga, starting with this 30-day program. And so, you know, I've grown a lot. My practice has changed. I've changed. My body has changed. All right, so there's my 9x12 insert, yoga on the front, Ruby and I on the back. So that's going to go in the center. And then what's going to happen is my last page for January is going to sort of continue this story. So talking about things that we are celebrating in January. And what I did, I'm going to actually put these away because I'm done with these. Are you a tidy as you go person or a tidy all at the end person? I try to be a tidy as I go person. So I love this card. I'm wondering, I think I measured this out and it's just over 3 inches this way. These pockets are all 3x3. And I've got a whole stack of 3x3 photos here that I'm going to use. But I'm wondering if I can crop this down and use this card because I love this card. And if I don't use it, I'm just going to hoard it. All right, so that's going to be my layout. These are just pictures from the month. I edited them and then cropped them all to 3x3 and printed them out. So pictures of us with our nieces during a sleepover, which were just really sweet. Me taking Ruby to the vet by myself for only the second time ever. Ruby sleeping in various positions, our workspaces, and sort of that's a big, big, big change for us. And then I think I want to put this guy right there in the center. So I am going to, what I would like to do, what I thought about doing initially was adding labels and doing a little bit of journaling on each of these photos. But I might pause on that for a minute. I'm going to trim this card while I think. I seem to be, you know, I'm not used to doing a ton on my photos in Project Life, which may sound kind of strange, but you know, I'm a weekly Project Lifer up until recently, and so I'm used to working in just a 12x12 design A spread and kind of going with that flow. So, you know, just struggling a little bit in this new format. Not that that is bad at all. And there's nothing wrong with this new format. Sorry, just a little bit of trial and error to get this turned out exactly the way I want it to be. And so, yeah, just, you know, a little bit of figuring it out this month. Hopefully it will come a bit easier as the months go by. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I love that. All right, that's great. Oh, yeah. Love it when a plan comes together. So this is kind of what this is going to look like. I'm just wondering if I need the additional little blips. I think I might add them on just some of them, maybe not every one. And I'm gonna just pick colors, blues, greens, yellows, blacks, maybe. Just pick out some sort of smaller sized labels that I could use. And you can see I'm just sort of sorting through my collection here. Oh, this is a nice yellow one. That kind of goes with the color scheme I've got going on. For a little bit of continuity throughout. So I'm just going to trim all these little edges. And then I'm going to do my journaling on them. All right, so what I decided to do was add some of the word phrase stickers around from the January Stories by the Month kit. So I added Fresh Start here and the chipboard sticker from the, or chipboard star from the Stories by the Month. I wanted to add something over here, maybe yay. It's kind of cute. Let's do that. That's from the Celebrate kit, story kit. All right, so this is sort of the first page, and that will go alongside this page, which is great. And then you'll flip it over, and this will wrap up January. I also decided to add some of the word phrase stickers here and got all my journaling, my handwritten journaling included. So that is January 2020 Project Life. It is done. I'm gonna leave it out to take some photographs, but then it's gonna be in my album. And so it came together fairly quickly, definitely knowing ahead of time sort of what I wanted to do, what my plan was, what photos I wanted to use. But so far I like monthly. It was a lot less pressure to work on all at the end of the month. What I'm finding is that I'm not taking as many photos as I did when I was doing weekly Project Life. And that's sort of like, it's sort of like, oh, well, I don't have to take as many photos. I'm not using as many photos. But I want to have choices. And so I don't need a million choices. But I wasn't sure that the photos I had at the end of the month were really representative of our month. As I sat down and worked on it, I found that they were. And so just keeping that in mind. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. I really love this insert. I won't always have I would say probably it's likely that I will have an insert every month. It won't always be a 9x12. This just worked out sizing wise. I had so much journaling when I tried to do it. I tried to do it on a 6x8. And my journaling wouldn't fit on the side the way that I wanted it to. So, yeah, 9x12 it is. And that's done. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or saw something that you like, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.